Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Open Schooling and Skill Education, Sikkim. Amira, good evening.
Hello, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. God bless you, Bache. Um, Amira, could you find time to go through the lessons that the ones that you hadn't attended the classes for?
चेक की बट तेनाली रामा का लेसन नहीं इसके अंदर दिखाया यानी शो हो रहा है पीडीएफ में.
Why not? It's lesson 12.
ये जी मैंने चेक की लेकिन नहीं दिख रहा है वो पीडीएफ में ना. बाकी वो 2 लेसन मैंने ऐसी देखी हूँ.
Okay. So, okay, tell me, till how many lessons do you have in the PDF?
एक मिनट.
There should be 26. Do you have 26 there?
मैं ऑन कर रही हूँ 1 मिनट लैपटॉप.
Take your time. Take your time. No rush. How is the weather in Qatar?
विंटर है.
It's cold away. Oh, good.
कोल्ड है.
And did you email to them about the books?
नहीं.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Do it today, okay?
इंशाल्लाह.
Is it open now? Okay, just check.
26.
26. So yeah, just check which chapter do you have for chapter 12? I'll also check here at my end.
Rama story.
Tenali Rama stories, right?
Mm.
Yeah. This is the one I was telling you.
But it's not open.
It's not opening. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So what we can, just one moment. Okay. So Amira, can you open chapter 13, please?
Okay. Moon in India.
Indian culture. Yes. So let's read, do a couple of chapters, and then we'll start with the language bit. I just want some more students to join in for that. Okay, but we'll also keep, and in case you have any problems, we can also keep looking at those again. All right. So let's just start this chapter, please. Moon in Indian culture. The moon has been an object of fancy for everyone since. Sorry about that. What's happened? Okay. The moon has been an object of fancy for everyone since a very young age. In our toddler days, when our mothers sang lullabies about the moon, it was to bring sleep to pre-teenagers getting fascinated by eclipses. So now the question how has started to orbit around the mind. However, before we understand the moon's relationship with the Earth, let's learn about the moon and it being a natural satellite. Now, what is a satellite? A satellite is an object either intentionally put or naturally occurring around planets or mini solar systems. The satellites that are naturally orbiting are called moons. Since the Earth has only one moon, we have no special name for it, but other planets like Jupiter have nicknames for their moons, like Adrastea and Amalthea and Europa and so on. The moon of the Earth is quite special. It generates the tides and it never takes her eyes off the Earth. It means the moon is tidally locked to the Earth. Unlike other irregular moons, the Earth's moon does not change its track. Oh, this last sentence, Amira, unlike other irregular moons, the Earth's moon does not change its track. In this, can you tell me why ITS here? It's why it doesn't have an apostrophe? You know what is an apostrophe, right?
Yes.
So why do we not have it here? What's the difference between IT apostrophe S and ITS? If you can turn the video on, that would be nice, but however you want to. Sorry, I'm having coffee simultaneously.
अर्थ क्योंकि अर्थ जो है वो बहुत बड़ा है, that's why.
नहीं बच्चे, what I'm asking is, एक होता है जो हम लिखते हैं IT and apostrophe S, right? एक हम लिखते हैं ITS, लेकिन हम दोनों के दोनों को हम बोलते हैं its. So what's the difference between these two its?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Do you know what an apostrophe is? Okay. So what I want you to do is write down IT apostrophe S and leave a couple of, some blank spaces and then sentences, and then write ITS.
It.
Yeah. So both are its, right? But what's the difference between both of them? How do we know where to use which one? So the first it, which is with an apostrophe, so what does the apostrophe do here? Either the apostrophe shows possession, belongingness, okay? Here, like if it will show, like supposing I write Amira, AMIRA apostrophe S, Amira's books, right? So what does that mean? The books belonging to Amira. Right?
Right? Yes.
So that means Amira's books. Or if I say, right, GAURI apostrophe S, so then I say Gauri's pet. Okay, Gauri's pet.
वो चीज को मेंशन करके वो चीज को मेंशन हो रहा है कि ये इसकी बुक है.
Yes.
मेंशन हो रहा है ये. Okay.
Exactly, right? लेकिन apostrophe का, okay, just write down this word. For example, you write down WOU.
OU.
LD. N. Apostrophe T. So what is this word? Wouldn't. Right? Now, if you were to write the word, okay, write down I, the letter I, apostrophe M. M. So this means I'm, right? The first word is wouldn't. Now, can you think of any other words like this which have an apostrophe? Like shouldn't, couldn't, won't, or if I have to write I apostrophe LL, that means I'll, okay? Like that's spoken as I'll. So now look at all these words and tell me, what is the apostrophe doing to these words? What is the role of the apostrophe here?
This is a short form.
Yes, exactly. So it is shortening that word. But how? Very good. So, okay, in these words, that means the apostrophe has some role in these words, right? So,
Hmm.
what is, okay, let me phrase this question a different way. What what does the apostrophe denote in these words? यहाँ पे इन वर्ड्स में apostrophe हमें क्या बता रहा है? APOSTROPHE apostrophe हमें क्या बता रहा है कि मेरे को यहाँ क्यों लगाया गया? That means apostrophe is denoting some missing words. मतलब जहां apostrophe आ रहा है वहां हमें पता लग रहा है कि कुछ words यहाँ के missing हैं. Like for example, I apostrophe M means I am. So A is missing. So the apostrophe is denoting the missing word A
Hmm.
and shortening that word. I am को I am कर दिया. Or if I say I apostrophe LL, that means I, अगर मैंने इसको वैसे properly लिखना हो तो how will I write it? I space WILL, I will. Okay? But apostrophe मैंने लगाने से W and L को I को हटा दिया तो बन गया I'll. Like, अब मैं चाहे कहूँ I will go to Qatar or I say I'll go to Qatar. Is this clear?
Yes.
So the same way with wouldn't, shouldn't, couldn't, won't. Now tell me, now come back to its. Now tell me, what is the apostrophe in ITS? What does that word mean? IT apostrophe S.
It is.
Exactly. Very good. So that means wherever there is a sentence where the word is IT apostrophe S, you can safely read it as, matlab you're supposed to read it as it is.
Hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
But अगर अब मैंने ये तो हो गया it is, like it is, let's say I'm talking about my pet. Gauri's pet's name is Sydney. Sydney is a very cute dog. She's very bright. It's very bright. Now see, it's very bright. It's very bright here means it is very bright. Okay. Now I carry on talking about her and I say, Sydney loves to play and brings its toys to me. Now, what does the its mean here? Sydney brings its toys to me.
Bring it. Bring it.
Sydney brings its toys to me.
Bring
Its toys
it.
to me. Its here
Bring
means
it.
her own. Like here it shows, जैसे हम अगर हमने हिंदी में कहना हो कि उसके, like सिडनी अपने टॉयज लेके आई. Sydney brought its toys. Okay, but अगर मेरे को कहना है, अगर मैं बोलूं it's raining, then what I'm trying to say is it is raining, not ITS raining. IT apostrophe S raining, because what I'm trying to say is it is raining. I'm trying to say the word is, but if there is no apostrophe, I have come across a number of students, even college going students, who cannot understand where to use its and where to use IT apostrophe S. So what you have to do, remember, is whenever we are writing anything formally, whenever we are supposing writing an email, any formal letter, any formal communication that we are having, written communication with someone, never ever write IT apostrophe S. What happened?
Okay.
Okay. Always write the full form. It is. Okay. It is requested that you please look into the matter. It is raining here, like that. So that whenever you are writing ITS, that means possession. That means like uska. Is this clear, Amira?
Yes.
Okay. So now you will pretty much understand what the apostrophe is all about. That bit about the grammar lesson we've done here. Okay. So, okay. So for your homework, what you do is write down 10 sentences each with IT apostrophe S and ITS. Okay. But make sure, please, that whenever you write these sentences, they must have at least 10 words.
Okay.
Okay, no, not short sentences like the one that I was giving an example. Oh, it's raining. No, 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 not those. All right.
Okay, inshallah.
So, mm, so planets like humans share the word born. So they also have a story of their own origin. The moon was born 4.5 billion years ago. It happened on the day Earth collided with another rock, which is believed to be as big as Mars. The rock fragments caused due to the collision started orbiting around the Earth. At last, it took a round shape with some small hills and craters in it. It came to be known as the moon. The moon has a balanced and attractive size and shapes with a diameter of just 1 by 80 times less than the Earth. Okay, I can't really understand it, these numerical values like this, and I don't know what's happening with my laptop. Sorry. It just turns off in between. Sorry about that. Okay. Fun fact, did you know the moon was just a rock at first? Yes, we just read. It got hit by the Earth and then gradually it got into the shape of the moon we see today. Sounds like Earth is a strict Indian mother and the moon is a little kid running around after butterflies in the park. So, sorry, learning objectives. Understand the concept of the universe, define the moon, okay? Understand moon's position in the universe and its relation with Earth, discuss how gravity works to regulate the tides on Earth, identify how the tides are related to Indian culture, recognize India's attempts to explore more about the moon. You know about the latest moon landing, right? Hello? Yeah, Amira. Amira, so now you quickly start reading, please, from here. I want you to read a bit. Universe and the moon. 13.2. Yes.
Before going into the discussion about that is the moon, we first should understand the family it belongs to, that is the universe. The universe is the vast space where we humans are as tiny and dust particles.
As we, again, see, we were talking about it. As you are approaching the full stop, in a sentence, in a statement, you come down, okay? So it must be clear to the person listening to you that the sentence ended there. All right. Like we say, the universe is the vast space where we humans, as tiny as dust particles. Now,
Okay.
okay, there is a word missing here. It should be live or belong. Live. Oh, where we humans are as tiny as dust particles. All right. Okay. Please carry on.
The
Sorry.
universe was create millions and millions of years ago. It is the still unknown how big the universe is. Overall, since scientists have been able to culture the calculate the size of the universe that is visible to the eyes.
Very good. Very good. Please carry on. Yeah.
They say it's in nearly 93 billion lights year in dynamic dynamic
Diameter. Diameter.
diameter.
Diameter. You know the diameter of a circle, right? If
Mm.
there's a line passing through the center and touching the 2 points on the side, so that's the diameter. Yeah.
There are many models of the universe that we can find the date.
Fine
Indian
to date. Fine to date.
Find to date. Indian um, pali- mm,
Philosophers, Indian philosophers.
Indian philosopher had a huge role in the assignment. According to Indian philosopher, the universe was a huge space that had the earth in the center. Overall, with technology
However,
developing,
however, this is
however,
however. Okay, so
however,
now whenever we write however, there is a comma after that. So you will say however, and then pause for a tiny bit. Okay, pause a little. However, with technology developing, a German philosopher named Nicholas Copernicus presented the accurate image that we learn to date. Yeah. If you carry on,
if you
please.
are if you are genius,
Guessing. If you are
guessing,
guessing.
if you are guessing the answer is the solar system with the sun in the central, you are right.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, carry on. Carry on.
The
And
sun
if
is
anything that you don't understand, ask. Yeah.
okay. The sun is the biggest star. The
Yeah.
planet and the satellite, like the moon, move around it in the circle. The
Very good.
movement is called orbiting round the sun. Since the nature of science is going deeper that we deepest ocean and higher than very mountain put together. Com-
Copernicus.
Copernicus, Copernicus model of the universe was slow, also questioned.
Yeah, yeah. So when Copernicus came up with the model of the universe, then there were people questioning that also, that is this accurate? Or, could there be something wrong with this model? Yeah, because
In
that's the nature of science. That whenever we want a scientific explanation to someone, we question things. We talk about them, we ask questions about them, and we clarify our doubts. Yeah, please carry on.
It is the future found out that our solar system is just a tiny part. The
Solar. Solar. Bache,
solar,
solar, nahi, this is solar. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, solar
Yes.
system is just a tiny part. The entire universe is made up of more such solar system which star are big as than sun.
Okay.
In this huge family of similar uncle and aunties, that earth is a little member and home to human.
Very good.
The earth is the only planet that has the perfect condition in both landform and climate for human being to exist.
Yeah. Yeah. So the other planets, that we at least we are not aware that there are any humans there on the other planets, because we can't be there. We need these kind of conditions to be able to survive. Yeah.
I
So
will completely understand it. The cur- curiosity bells
curiosity.
curiosity bells ring in your mind asking what is what if there are other planets like the earth with living beings on it.
Yes. Okay. So, like, we can be curious. What if there are other planets where there are human beings? And now, the scientists say that there are many more mysteries in this universe than we can ever imagine. Maybe after 10 or 50 years from now, we can rewrite this chapter. So the moon is the closest object to the Earth. In this vast universe, there has been a huge explosion that nearly shook the entire span of the universe. This explosion is now called the Big Bang. The theory of this event is the core information about our Earth and also the moon. It is believed that the Earth and the Moon were created by this very explosion with a constant force of friction. The shapes and the landforms of the Earth and the Moon were created. Okay, so these basically are just this chapter is factual. It's just giving you facts. Okay. The
Mm.
moon is the only natural satellite of the Earth, and the so on and so forth. Next paragraph, the moon's landform formation is quite similar to that of the Earth. It also has lakes and mountains. The black patches we see from down here are the mountains and the different landforms on the Earth. Um, okay, now keep coming down. Scientists have come to the conclusion that the soil of the moon is rich in asphalt. It is this mineral that easily absorbs light and glows. Thanks to this mineral, the moon is the brightest shining object in the night sky. If we keep considering the universe as a big family, then the moon is a younger cousin to the Earth. The Earth was born 4.54 billion years ago, and the moon was born briefly, shortly after. It's believed. Now, see here, it is believed. Now, if we had to write, we can also write it's believed. But which it's will be right here?
Mm.
IT apostrophe S or ITS?
IT, ITS.
ITS will mean, but this says it is created by multiple craters that are formed due to the impact of the Big Bang. It is created. But ITS, there is no full form to ITS. So the only it's that we can use in place of it is IT apostrophe S. Okay? But
Okay.
like I told you, in formal writing, avoid IT apostrophe S. Always write the full form. It is.
Okay.
Okay. So 13.3 is moon and the family of the earth. Again, factual things. The earth is made up of 70% water. The water contained in several water bodies is affected by the gravitational pull of the moon. The biggest impact on the earth of the moon is the tides. A tidal period is when the waters of the oceans and seas rise up and fall due to the pull of the moon and the sun. Now you can question whether the sun is more powerful. And the sun is more powerful than the moon, apparently. Then why is the moon so important? Well, that will be a very interesting question to proceed with our discussion. The sun also has a gravitational pull, but first, it being further away from the earth and also them both not being tidally locked, the tides on earth will be weaker. The moon is responsible for the bulge that oceans and seas experiences. Bulges are those bulges that the tides make. Again, next paragraph, we already know the earth completes one revolution in 24 hours. And again, factual things, you know about the tides and the eclipses. Moving on, let's come to the next question. Why are the tides so important? Like I said, this chapter is basically factual, facts, like scientific facts, right? The tides affect the life of fish, turtles, and other marine living beings a lot. There are some animals that live both on the land and water. What are those animals called? Which can live both? Can you think of an animal which can live both on land and water?
Turtle.
Yes, any other?
Sea, uh,
Crocodiles.
crocodiles.
So,
Uh,
okay. So now another exercise you have to do is you have to tell me a word for what are the animals which can live both on land and water. What are they called?
mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Turtles are one of such animals whose survival will be jeopardized. Jeopardized, what is the meaning of jeopardized here? Jeopardized means it will be in danger. Okay? If there are weaker tides, the variety of fish named Grunion fish lay their eggs at a particular time so that the hatching aligns with the high tides. This species of fish will be entirely erased from the earth if there was no moon and the oceans experience only weaker tides. Again, facts, more facts. The human world will be no exception from the harmful negative impacts of a moonless world. There are roughly around 60 million people who survive by fishing. The rotation of the earth will not be a smooth ride anymore. You must have seen how a spinning top wobble a little when spinning at high speed. Well, the earth wobbles the same way too. However, it is at a much slower rate. Without the moon to stabilize this wobbling, the earth's rotation will also be a mess. There will be nothing called seasons. The days and nights will have similar lengths all through the year. Oh my God. And the earth will face an ice age every 1,000 years. This really is not a cherry on the top of a cake, but anyhow. So at this stage, I need to be thankful for still existing for to the moon. Okay. On a quick note, the moon has inspired a huge number of artworks and wonderful literary pieces. So you can go through some of the poems and the books that have been written about this, and so much art. Like, so much art. People romanticize the moon. Now, let's read about significance of moon in India. See, mostly chapters like this are used for, reference to the context. That you read this chapter and you should be able to answer some questions given at the end. That it is just to find out whether you understood the content of the paragraph given or not. Okay, so in this chapter, just read it that you understand what it is. Okay, otherwise these are more of science questions. But see if you find any words that you don't understand the meaning or any such thing. So, significance of moon in India. The impact of the moon on India is both cultural and scientific. First, let's talk about how the moon impacts Indian culture and folklore. In India, the moon is believed to be a god. Goes by the name Chandra. He is the father of the Lord Buddha. He is responsible for the plants to grow and the crops to ripen. The day of the new moon, Amavasya, is very auspicious in India. Many important festivals like Diwali and Lakshmi Puja are observed on this day for harvest and joy. Similarly, the day of the full moon, Purnima, is also very important for Indians. On this day, so many other festivals are there. The festival of Holi is a prominent festival of the full moon period. People following Islam observe that their most important festival, Eid, on the night of the full moon. They wait for the moon to rise in the night sky. They have great food and merrymaking, celebrating her presence. Let's talk about the scientific contribution of India towards the moon and its environment in detail. When is Ramadan starting, Amira?
12 March, inshallah.
Oh, it's going to be warm this time then. Yeah. So, sorry. Where was I reading? India has been depending on the moon for not just its effect on water bodies, but also for subjects like physics and mathematics. In the ancient period, the survival of commoners depended a lot on the verdicts of the learned men. These learned men did not have scientific tools or computers like today. They just looked up at the night sky with naked eyes and studied the phases of the moon and the movement of the stars. So imagine that, people were calculating so much by just looking at the moon. They could know, that okay, that this place is so far, or this is how the now what kind of weather are we going to expect, or looking at the full moon and the new moon. So they use the information to help farmers learn about the climate and traders about the conditions of the sea. Later, this too became a stream of science that we call astronomy. Astronomy is studied in different countries with different resources today. However, the predominant resource studied by India is mythology. What does predominant means? Predominant means most important, like something that's dominating everything else. Okay. Um, every religion has its own means of calculation and calendars to predict the upcoming time. Now, I'm sure you're concerned about how the moon is related to astronomy. To clear the clouds, the moon is the most prominent celestial body that could have been studied with the naked, naked eyes of the ancient learned men. So most of the mathematics, like Vedic mathematics and texts by Al-Biruni, talk about the moon to explain astronomy. Okay, then we are here talking about Chandrayaan. And details about that. In 2008, India did its first attempt in sending their sources to the moon to gather information. This is Chandrayaan-1. This was very important, and the research by the Indian scientists was incredible. What is the meaning of incredible? Incredible, like we say, oh, Qatar has some incredible sights to see. Incredible means unimaginable, unbelievable, sorry, like unbelievable. Like if we have to call something very beautiful, so we sometimes say, oh, it's incredibly beautiful, like it's unbelievably beautiful. The mission was very important for India as it made it to the fourth country to be able to put its satellite on the moon. The research by the Indian scientists was incredible as they were able to put instruments in the satellite that can assess the chemical composition of the moon. And then the satellite was launched by ISRO. What is the full form of ISRO? Indian Space Research Organization, on October 22, 2008. It was orbiting around the moon till 28th August 2009, when the organization lost all contact with it. Okay, now both the missions on the moon by India were partially successful. However, Indian scientists, now you see, now Amina, start observing, like each time when you write however, there is a comma after that. However, Indian scientists have resolved not to rest until they can call their missions fully successful. So if you're guessing there is a Chandrayaan 3 gearing up, you're absolutely right. Chandrayaan 3 is expected to be launched in June of 2023. So everyone fasten your seat belts. Okay. And okay. Now here this is what I want you to pay attention to. Fun fact, these you can read. Questions you will be able to answer. Again, when I say you will be able to answer, it's implied. If you have a problem, just ask. Okay, now come to terminal exercise. Provide proper punctuation for the following passages. What is punctuation? Punctuation is a series of marks that help complete the sense of a sentence. The most commonly used are comma, full stop, or the period mark. Sorry. quotation marks, like inverted commas, and the exclamatory mark, that one. First, the comma is used to indicate a short pause in between a sentence. For instance, going to the market, I bought some vegetables. Now you see, after market, I paused for just the slightest bit. To separate the cause and the effect in a sentence, a short pause in is necessary. That is provided by a comma. Um, and when we are talking about a list, like a number of things, for instance, I want red, blue, green, and white ribbons. The full stop, used at the end of a sentence. Okay. The quotation marks are used in direct speech. Like supposing you have to say that you have to tell someone what I said to you verbatim. Verbatim means in the exact words. जैसे जो भी मैंने बोला वो एग्जैक्टली वैसे ही अगर आपको बताना है तो हम उसको कोट्स में रखते हैं, right? Which is why whenever we quote someone, like we quote a great leader, we quote a great author, so we always, whatever they have said, we put that in quotes, like those two commas at the beginning and then two at the end, and then you write the name of the person who said this. All right. The question mark, whenever there is a question, like it require, and any sentence that requires an answer, like that's the question. The exclamatory mark is used to express exclamation, like joy or sorrow or extra emphasis. Yes. Like supposing you were to ask me, Gauri, have you ever been to Qatar? Okay, now I can either say, yes, I've been to Qatar. Okay, but if I'm giving extra emphasis, then I'll say, yes. You see the difference? Now, when I speak yes like this, that requires an exclamation mark. So whenever we're reading a paragraph and it has a word or a group of words after which there is an exclamation mark, that means it needs to be spoken with greater emphasis. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. And it's not like this emphasis is only for good, nice, happy things. Oh, yes, I've been to Qatar. Like it can also be for sad things. I lost my bag when I went to Qatar. It can be anything. Okay.
Okay.
So now you look at these paragraphs and put punctuation marks. And just simple punctuation. Okay. Read the paragraph. You will, once you read it, let's say you're reading it the first time, you don't really understand where to put the comma. Read it again. See how it appeals to you, and you'll be able to understand. Okay, this is where I need to put a comma. And of course, there are other rules. There are other words, like I told you once about. However, just now, once you start to observe, Amira, there is so much that we learn when we start to observe things carefully. अगर हम नहीं देखें तो फिर नहीं देखें, फिर कुछ नहीं पता लगेगा. लेकिन अगर एक बारी देखना शुरू कर देंगे अच्छे से, then there is a lot to learn all the time. Okay. So just go through this chapter, see if there are any difficult words. बाकी चीजें factual है, अगर वो questions में learn करनी है, we just have to learn facts. चंद्रयान 1 कब हुआ, 2 कब हुआ, 23 में हमारी moon landing कितनी successful हुई, all those facts, and the significance of the moon, or the how, whether the earth can survive without the moon, all these factual things. Okay, go through these, and now then also read chapter 12, because I don't want you to lose out on anything, and then we can take up the next chapter. Okay, so like
Okay.
today we could do this bit of grammar. Your apostrophe is already done today, and and um, and then we will also start doing tiny bits of grammar alongside. Okay, and
Okay.
I also want you to note down if there is any particular thing in grammar that you have more difficulty with. Like, sometimes children say, okay, I don't understand active passive voice, or I don't understand direct indirect speech, or anything like that. Just let me know. All right?
Okay, inshallah.
Yeah, yeah. Take care, बच्चे. ईश्वर सुखी रखें. God bless you. All right. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you day after. And for homework, just go through this. Okay. Another thing, Amira, when you are reading, all right, try not to substitute words. Okay. Like, if supposing we are reading and कोई word हमें नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, pause. Don't be in a rush to read कि हम कोई we substitute it with another word. All right.
Okay, okay.
Okay. I'll also tell you this fun thingy about pronunciation. Now, let's say, for example, write down these few words. Write down PALM, LM.
Hmm.
Now write uh, PLUMBER.
Hmm.
Write down CALM.
Hmm.
Write down COMB.
Hmm.
THUMB.
HAUMB.
B. And what else? WOMB.
OMB.
Yeah, yeah. So now tell me, say the first word. What was the first word that we wrote?
Plum.
Sorry?
Plum.
No, no, no. Tell me the spellings. PALM.
PALM. Plum.
Okay. No, now see. Okay. Now write down another word. PLUM.
PLUM.
Yeah. So what is this word?
Plum.
Yeah. So plum is this. Plum is that fruit that we have. So now what is the other word that you wrote? That was PALM. Like, this is what I was just trying to tell you. Don't try to substitute words. So PALM, what do you mean by PALM? And how would you say this word?
Same like plum.
Again, plum पे तो PLUM है, the lum sound in the end. लेकिन इसमें तो L के बाद कोई लम तो कोई साउंड नहीं है. L और M के बीच में तो कुछ है नहीं.
Palm.
Yes, you're close now. Yeah. This is palm. This is the palm. This is the palm. So the palm of our hands. Okay, the palm. Now look at now another word we wrote CALM.
Calm.
Calm. Now, can you tell me what is the similarity between these two words? PALM, palm, and CALM, calm.
Calm. L silent.
Yes, exactly. Very good. So the L is silent. Okay. Now, first thing you need to remember is, देखो, English is not as a language as perfect as Hindi or Sanskrit is. These are perfect languages because in languages में आप जैसे लिखते हो, you speak exactly like that. तो आपके ना कोई spelling errors होते हैं, ना कोई pronunciation के errors होते हैं. Like ka is ka, ba is ba, u is u, tar kabutar, right? But English, eh, English. Sorry. Now, what happens is in Hindi and Sanskrit, supposing we have rules that these rules will apply universally all the time. In English, we don't have rules. We have guidelines. रूल होता है लेकिन देन देयर इज एन एक्सेप्शन टू द रूल कि कोई ना कोई वर्ड ऐसा आ जाता है, कुछ हो जाता है जहां पे दैट रूल डजंट अप्लाई. ऑलराइट, लाइक I'll give you an example. Now tell me about the other words that we wrote. What did we write?
Plumber,
Plumber.
plumber,
Okay, yeah. The other words.
calm,
Calm to calm and palm ho liya. Yeah.
comb, comb,
Okay.
thumb,
Okay.
warm,
Okay. WOMB. All right.
plumber.
And plumber, you said. Okay, now I'll tell you something very interesting. Now the rule is, if you see the first two words, PALM and CALM, palm and calm, L जो silent हो रहा जा रहा है, that L is just before an M. In both the words, the L is just before an M. So the guideline here is, or the rule you can call it, but then there will be words where that rule won't apply, that whenever there is an L before the letter M in a word, then L becomes silent in that word. Is this clear? Which is why calm, calm. Can you think of any other words with L and M? Okay, do this exercise also. This is just a fun thing to do. Now let's come to PLUMBER. You said this is plumber. The thing is, all of us keep saying plumber. It is not plumber. The correct pronunciation is plumber. The B is silent. Whenever there is a B after the letter M, the B becomes silent, which is why it is not pronounced, COMB is not pronounced as comb. It's comb. आप M के बाद ब बोल के देखो, आपको कितनी दिक्कत होगी बोलने में. Comb, देखो बोला नहीं जाता. You say comb. Or you say up thumb, burp, try to say the burp. It's so tough. You can't say it. It sounds so weird. So comb, thumb, womb. Womb is the mother's womb, where the fetus is developing. So the word is not plumber, but you see how we always hear everyone saying plumber? It's plumber. Because the B is silent.
Okay.
Okay. So all of these words. Now, what I want you to do is write down as many words as you can think of which have L and M in them. Okay. And also words which have M and B. Like comb, thumb, plumber, whatever. Anything else. But like now, interestingly, I'll tell you now what are the exceptions. Like write down the word UMBREL. Write down the word umbrella. 1 minute. Yeah. Have you written it down? UMBRELLA, umbrella. Now you see, in this word also, the B came after the M.
B is silent.
But umbrella, in this, it is not silent, which is why I was telling you that there are no rules. There are guidelines. Majority of the times, those rules will apply. You consider them guidelines. Like majority of the time, those guidelines will apply. But sometimes they will not. So now you see, to the M and B rule, the umbrella word is an exception. Umbrella doesn't follow the rule, that rule. Is this bit clear? Like
Yes.
plumber is plumber, but umbrella is umbrella. It is not umbrella. No. Usme, the B is not silent. All right. So
Yes.
you write down as many words as you can think of. And because I don't want you to just learn these chapters, I also want you to get even better at spoken English, okay? And speaking it properly.
Sure.
Yeah, pay attention to the pronunciation, all right? And the spelling errors and everything. And I will see you day after. And hopefully other children can also join. God bless you, Amira. Take care. Have a very nice evening and all the best to everyone in your family.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Take care. This is the end of the class for the Board of Open Schooling and Skill Education for Secondary English.